Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're watching
Dante's
Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So congratulations to the welterweight champion of the UFC, TYRON Woodley. He retains his title on what at first was ruled a majority decision win, and then it was overturned and turned out to be a majority draw decision. Now, and I thought that situation was pretty interesting because I remember when Bruce Buffer, when he was reading the scorecards and he said, you know, two judges had to fight a draw, I was waiting for him to say it's a majority draw. But when he said the winner is TYRON Woodley, I was like, oh, okay, I guess they do things different in the UFC, because I know in boxing that would be considered a majority draw, which I never really agreed with. I've always felt if there was one judge that had one fighter winning and two other judges had it a draw, then I've always thought that that fighter should be announced the winner. But, you know, that never made sense to me. Matter of fact, I'm just going back on some boxing history. It reminds me of the Pernell Whitaker versus Julio Cesar Chavez fight. That's basically how the scorecards read. Two judges had it a draw, and one judge had it for Pernell Whitaker. So they ruled the fight a draw. But anyway, getting back into this fight with Woodley versus Thompson. This was a very, very competitive chess match. Woodley came out strong in the first round and dominated the first round by countering one of Thompson's kicks and followed it up with a right hand, and that enabled him to take down Thompson, and he basically dominated and cut Thompson on the ground and kept him on the ground for the whole round. The second round was completely dominated by Thompson. Thompson was able, throughout this fight, he was able to control distance in a beautiful fashion. You could tell that Thompson's range and his distance, him switching back from righty to lefty, you can tell it was really, really bothering Woodley. Thompson was able to counter Woodley a lot. Quite often when Woodley would try to lead with a jab, Thompson, he was able to counter with a pull counter, straight hand over Woodley's jab. So, yeah, Thompson, he looked really, really good in the second round. The third round was really, really close. Steven seemed to be winning the first half of the round in a very competitive chess match. But then in the last 2 minutes, Woodley started to take over, and he started landing some very clean right hands and jabs. So that round, it could have went either way. And then, of course, Woodley, he had his biggest round, which was the fourth round. In the fourth round, he staggered and dropped Thompson and caught him with a barrage of punches. And Thompson was just bloody. He was in defense mode. He wasn't really doing anything but basically blocking. And for whatever reason, after it looked like the ref was almost about to stop the fight, all of a sudden, TYRON Woodley, he went into a guillotine choke, pulled guard, and had it sunk in real tight. But he didn't get it, obviously, and later on, Woodley would say that he could tell because Thompson's head was real small that he would be able to pop his head out. So nevertheless, Thompson, he ended up popping his head out and surviving the round. Now, Woodley, he inflicted so much damage on Thompson in that fourth round. The fourth round could have been a 10-8 round. That's how bad it was for Thompson. So then you have the fifth round. In the fifth round, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was a shot that caught Woodley early, but Woodley didn't really do anything in the fifth round. He looked like he was just cruising, and Thompson was pretty much outboxing him in that 5th round. A lot of pot shots, a lot of backing up by Thompson. Speaking of backing up, you know, that's something that Thompson, or that's something that Woodley, I should say, is really going to have to correct if he wants to keep winning. Because I noticed instead of him keeping this fight in the center of the octagon, he continued to back up to the cage. And, you know, against a better fighter, a more accurate fighter, a more active fighter, Tyron Woodley could be in a lot of trouble. So that's pretty much how the fight went. It was a majority draw, as I told you guys before, and we'll see what's next. You know, I just dropped my post-fight video for Conor McGregor, and you know, when I think of Tyron Woodley, you know, these are the type of opponents that would really, really give Conor McGregor a lot of problems. Fighters with natural athleticism, speed, agility, and a strong wrestling background. These are the type of fighters that will really, really give Conor McGregor a lot of problems. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, when he gets in the ring with someone who's probably naturally the same size as Conor, or even naturally bigger than he is, with the same type of natural athleticism and speed that Conor McGregor has. It'll be interesting. So, you know, we'll see what happens in the future. That's pretty much all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.